So I'm just going to share the presentation.
Okay, you're gonna do it. Okay.
Or unless you would prefer to do that.
Yeah, I can share my screen. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
That cute anyway. Okay, let's get this stuff right here. All right. Good evening, everyone. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So once again, I am Dr. Julia, and I am coming from out of Michigan. And I am so happy to be here on this journey with you. The work that you all are doing is so needed in our communities, and the ability to unify around this particular type of cause and movement is what we've been waiting on. So I am here to give you some of my skills and resources to help you along this journey when it comes to digital engagement. And so what I want to do first is just go around the room, say your name, and then also say what social media platforms you are using for your cooperatives. And you can pass the, what they call it, popcorn or something, pass it to the next person. Yeah. So I will start with Asia. Asia.
Hi, how are you? I'm Asia. I'm with Works, and we are not in that phase yet. We are in the beginning phases. We don't have any social media presence, but I have worked with bigger companies, and I do know about the presence of social media for a company. And I guess I'll popcorn into Asada.
All right, Asada.
It's a lot of background noise, but I'm Asada and I'm with Works as well.
Judge is ready. Starter, the track is yours.
So I have no media presence. But in my other cooperatives in Texas, we do use Facebook, Instagram, and that's it. Twitter sometimes. Those are our social media. And sometimes a little YouTube.
Very good. And who are you going to pass it to, Asada?
I'll pass it to Eve.
All right, Eve. You want to come off mute, Eve?
I'll pass it to Mrs. Burnett.
It looks like Eve was coming off mute.
Okay, sorry. I wanted to give her more time.
Okay.
Eva's at a doctor's appointment right now, she mentioned. So I don't know if maybe it's
Drop it in the chat. Okay.
it's easier to type Eve.
All right. Now, who are you going to pass it to again, Asada?
Reverend Burnett.
Okay. Reverend Burnett, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. We are just gathering information to understand about cooperatives. So we have not begun to use social media with the cooperative. With the church, we do have some social media accounts. I am personally not that savvy with social media. So this will be good for me, good learning experience, and perhaps encouragement to get more active on social media.
Very good. And who are you going to pass the popcorn to?
I will pass it to Eartha.
All right. All right, Eartha.
I'm coming. I just got to get the technology. Like we all saying, we just learning all of this social media stuff. I actually did an event called Face to Face and Cellophane because I wanted to kind of, get a glimpse of it. But definitely, like you said, we need to figure out how we can maximize it. So I'm in just trying to learn.
Very good. And who are you gonna pass it to, Artha?
I'm going to pass it to. That's why I said I got to find the technology and find out who to even pass it to.
You got Marvin and Tonia, who hasn't gone yet, and the pretty lady with the red hair. What's her name?
We got
Lynn. So you got Lynn, Marva, and Antonia.
And
let me
Josie.
go with Miss Lynn. So do I just push her?
Nope,
Thank
she's
you.
coming off now.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for that compliment. I just lost one of my older sisters, and she was the wig wearing queen in our family. And so for this whole month of April, I've been rocking my wigs in her honor. So thank you for that. Red was her color. But we're like everybody else, we're just starting off with our cooperative. It's not up and running yet. So beyond having a right now we have the nonprofit arm that we've created. So we have a website, and that's about it. In terms of our organization, we have a website.
Okay, very, very good. And your cooperative is based where, Lynn?
In Baltimore, we haven't launched the co-op yet, but we've launched a nonprofit to do some of the work. And from the nonprofit, we aim to create a for-profit arm, which would be the co-op.
Okay, I was telling Ron that I will be in Maryland, July the 14th, and then like that morning of the 15th. So after this, if there's anything that you need help with in regards to technology wise, I will be there. So you'll be able to get a more hands-on experience, okay?
Oh, awesome. Thank you. We'll definitely
We're in-
follow up with you because Reverend Burnett is in Maryland too, and her team as well.
Okay, yeah, so let's work to set something up to, because
Okay.
hands-on is always good, especially for newcomers or
Yeah.
more mature people. You always want to have, that patience of Job type of
Yes.
spirit in the room, for you to learn that technology. So
Yeah.
I appreciate where you all are coming from. So Lynn, who are you going to popcorn to?
I'm going to popcorn to Brother Marvin.
All right.
Hey, Lynn, how's everyone?
Hello.
Good.
Yeah. Again, to piggyback on what Lynn said, we're pretty new. And from my understanding, it's just the website. But again, I do have my own company, and I advertise, or we engage in YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everything except I'm not going to say it, but that Chinese site, and that's a personal decision. But everything else, my company's pretty much on. And again, it's MVP Safety Trainings.
Okay. Very
I'm
good.
okay. Who do we have left?
Antonia.
And that's
Josie.
who I picked.
Josie's also on.
Oh, okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Izwogu. I am a UCLA student working with the Works Group in LA. As the group has said so far, we're not at that process yet for social media, but looking forward to it. And I'll pass it over to Josie.
All right. Thanks, Antonia. Thank you.
Antonia, sorry.
Antonia. All right, I got it.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am with Reverend Burnett's group, and we are very new. We're just starting out, and I'm excited to see what I can learn today. I'm interested in getting more into social media. I have a Facebook page, but I've just been tippy-toeing in there. And I like what you said, Dr. Julie, about having the patience with the, more older people. It's so much needed.
Yeah, I used the kind word, mature.
Mature, yes.
Yes,
Mature.
our wisdom holders, yes.
Yes. So yes, I'm looking forward to learning a lot about this.
Very good, very good. All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
you're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for sharing a little bit about your social media escapades, engagements, and encounters. I appreciate that very much. And I thank you for taking the time out to even want to learn this here, how I can say it, platform of excitement. So welcome to Social Capital for Cooperatives. So I want to make sure that I am intentional and you are understanding where I'm coming from when I talk about social capital. So anytime someone likes, anytime someone views, anytime someone shares so that it can get additional likes or views, that is capital. That equates to and can equate to a money payout, a whole nother different revenue stream for your co-ops. And so as we get ready to go into this training, I want you to think about what that looks like for you, especially by you being new into the place. You're going to cross the paths of several other co-ops that are either starting out or have been up for a couple of years, whatever the case may be. What you want to make sure that you do is you're consciously connecting with these co-ops to follow you. And then the goal by the end of this workshop is for you to be able to create a red button effect. So when any one of your co-ops drop anything on the social media platforms that were mentioned, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram pays to a certain degree, but YouTube pays a lot. And then Facebook pays, and then TikTok pays, but that's based off of something else. But when I say push the red button, it means that when you drop this, all of the cooperatives that you are connected to now have access to, one, engage with that post by liking or loving, as well as sharing to their networks. So you have the potential to be able to not only go viral without paid engagement, but able to go viral and be able to get money back from that to help build your cooperative movement. So social is social media platforms. Capital, we now know, is that currency that can come from the likes and the shares. Got that part out the way. All right, so course details. Can I have, I liked her accent, where'd she go? Josie, can I have you read the course details for us?
Sure. Okay, course details. Social Capital for Cooperatives will cover topics such as identifying potential social media relationships, utilizing technology and social media platforms for mobilizing importance of digital literacy, keeping neighboring cooperatives engaged and informed about new posts or online promotions, and strategies while maintaining a positive reputation within the cooperative world.
All right, very good. Now, before we move on, because I know sometimes things can be overwhelming and it's like you get brain overload. So I want to take a moment and pause. If there are any terms that you've never heard before, let's talk about it so that you can get clear on what that is. If you have any questions at this point, you're welcome to ask questions. So don't be afraid. No question is the wrong question. Remember, we're all here to learn. All right, with that, let's move on. All right, so our course overview. We'll be building digital literacy skills, including media literacy, privacy, and security. So for the first bullet point, when we talk about digital literacy, it's based on knowing the terminologies that are used. Like one is called earned media. Has anyone ever heard of the term earned media? Marvin, or I think it was Antanya that said you all had access to social media outside of the cooperatives.
Yes, I'm familiar with it, but through my advertising, I haven't developed that many followers, or I just advertised in regards to contract work and reaching out to employers.
Okay, I got you. So you used it for a referral and a tunnel type of marketing component. Okay, I got that. So
Yeah.
everyone, you all want to become familiar with the term earned media, EARNED. This is a new term that has emerged along with all the other ones that we're getting familiar with. However, earned media, just from a short description, is ways that you're able to get your product, your cooperatives, in front of a large audience without paying a dollar, without paying 1 cent. So this is by way of, as I talked about, the sharing component. It's also where you're able to go on another co-ops podcast and talk about what you're offering, or do some co-marketing with our CoopNomics cooperative. So that is earned media. Now, digital literacy skills can go from understanding what pay per click is, when it comes to editing your profile, when it comes to setting up your fan page, when it comes to understanding the difference between a follower and a following, and how to navigate that space. And then also you have your news feeds, and then you have your stories, and then you have your reels. It's a whole lot of terms that are meshed into the digital literacy, from Wi-Fi connections to hotspots to going live to making sure you're not buffering or streaming. I'm sure a lot of you have heard those terms as well. Privacy and security. As you all are setting up your websites, they're going to want to make sure that you have a privacy description of what you're going to be doing with the information as you're capturing the information of potential customers, potential donors, potential investors. They're going to want to know what you're going to be doing with their names, their addresses, and any other information. Also, they want to make sure that you're secured. So you're going to have your online security checks with your hosting sites. So for everyone who's building websites or getting websites.
All freshman boys, 400-meter dash runners, to be checked in at this time at the 10-yard line. All freshman boys.
So anyone who's getting a website built, you want to make sure that you're clear on understanding what the security features are to make sure that your website isn't hacked, it doesn't crash, and that people are able, like your member users, are able to log in a safe manner to where their information isn't shared or taken, okay? Now, building a personal brand and using your social media for professional networking and career development in cooperatives. So I'm going to use one individual as an example, and he has been with this organization doing some presentations, and I think he's coming back for the conference in what is it?
June.
Where's the conference at again? It escapes my mind. The one that's in June.
In Las
In
Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Yeah, there we go, Las Vegas. I want to say Los Angeles. Okay, so with that, his name is Malik Yakini. So Malik Yakini has his own personal brand, him being a speaker, about white supremacy and breaking down systemic racism. In addition to that, he is the visionary for Detroit People's Food Co-op. And so from there, he's been able to leverage his brand to bring in more grassroots organizations and funders. And so from that, and that professional networking, he's now receiving more speaking engagements to come and talk about the co-op. So as you're building out your co-op, you have to remember that your founding members, you're a personal brand within yourself, because from the beginning, everything that you're learning is allowing you to have a space of expertise to where you're able to coach and mentor up and coming co-ops from the lessons you've learned in your spaces. And people will pay you for this information because it's something that is not happening. However, it's something that's in demand. Okay. Building a successful social group online. So I know Marvin spoke about, he has a Facebook page and he in no way has a lot of followers or fans with the page. That's okay. It's a lot of things that you can use to determine what's going to allow your social group online to be successful, because most of the times everybody isn't going to like, but that doesn't mean that everybody isn't seeing what you're posting. So you're still getting your message out. So it's called an impression, right? But as far as the actual engagement, it's based on how long someone stays looking at your posts, right? Did they tap on it again and replay it if it was a reel, right? Or did they scroll up and then come back to it, or did they save it? And so with social groups as well on Facebook, you have the ability to create a group within your Facebook fan page. Has anyone ever had experience managing a Facebook group before?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I currently manage one now.
okay, tell us about it.
It's called Christian Authors on Tour, and it's a way for the Christian authors that I work with to be able to talk about their books, or people who enjoy reading Christian books can actually share information, and then people just offer words of encouragement.
And so here you have this opportunity to create a group for your co-ops. So
Yeah.
as you're getting member owners in, this is especially those who are of the mature group, they use Facebook more than they use Instagram. Some are pivoting over to Instagram, and then you have a small sector that's on TikTok, but the majority are comfortable with Facebook because it was around first, like 2007. And so when you're able to create a group for your co-ops, it allows you to do another form of engagement. We're all used to getting the e-blast newsletters, right? However, sometimes people aren't going to be able to read all the way through, regardless of what the situation may be. They may have something else they have to do, work, whatever. However, people are always going to get on Facebook and they always check their notifications. So this is a way for you to be able to feed what's going on with your co-op, whether it's your vision, your meetings, what it is that you're selling at your co-op. You can create the group to feed this information in and get a more personal interaction with your member users. So you want to make sure that you create a group through your page. So I'm gonna go, let me see if I can get to it. I want to show you all something. Stop sharing for a minute. All right. All right, so this is our Facebook page. And so on our Facebook page, we just started this page 2 years ago. So you can see we have 267 followers and then 229 likes. So you want to make sure you understand the difference between this. Now, we have a couple of people on the training that understand the difference between likes and followers. However, what you want to understand is that likes means that the people automatically see your post in their feeds when you post. That's likes. Followers have an option to decide if they want to see your feeds, your post in their feeds. If they don't choose to see your post in the feeds, and that means that they have to come directly to your page to see what you have posted. Okay. The other thing is that I talked about in no way getting hung up on numbers, because the 229 people that like this page are superintendents of school systems, mayors, Fortune 500 company owners, like they're top figureheads. So for them to see it, that's impactful in itself because they're representing a large portion of community. Okay, so as you're building up your Facebook profile or your Instagram profile, pay attention to who it is that's liking your page, because sometimes the people who are liking your page are actual funders and they're looking for initiatives to be able to invest in. And so I'm a member owner within Detroit's People's Food Co-op. And so I've been able to see how they have leveraged their use of Facebook to engage investors and to harness publicity. So with that, on this page, you have the opportunity to click here and you have groups, right? And so this is the groups here. And so I created this group for you all to see what it looks like and some of the things that you can do within the group. So this group is searchable. However, you have to have a link in order to join the group. So if I could ask those of you who know how to stay on Zoom and still pivot to another screen, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. My computer has a mind of its own sometimes. And I want to get you all to find the group, and we're going to do an activity. So once you all activate the link, I'll receive notifications, and this is what will happen in your groups as well. By listening to you all at the beginning, I thought it would be good to do a hands-on visual interaction so you can see what it looks like for those of you who are unfamiliar with it.
Kristen, do you want us to join once we get over there?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you for asking. Yes.
Okay.
So this is what you call your notifications for anyone who is new or just forgot what that little bell was. Yeah. And so when someone does request to join, you'll get a notification here. And for anyone who is hesitant about using social media and leaving it to the young people, you know, I want to say to you, like, be open-minded about that experience. And the reason why I say it is because people are using social media more than they're using the newspaper, more than they're using the Ebony or Essence magazine, or whatever your chronicle, your Black-owned chronicle in your states are. People are more on social media. And so if you have connections with individuals who have social media accounts on Facebook, you want to find ways for them to connect with you and share your information, especially if you can get a free share, because a lot of the media groups aren't utilizing their platforms to the fullest. So you have an open opportunity to take advantage of something, right? So here we have the group. So I didn't receive any join groups. Let me refresh my. Yeah, so I haven't received any notifications, but this is the group. And so you're able to set it up like you would do a Facebook event where you put your cover page up, and I designed it for Black CoopNomics Academy. And there were 4 posts that were made today. And then the total members, that's me, and it shows you the amount of time. So that's about the group. Here, when you go on to the discussion, it just says the group is private. I posted some other things. Let me see something. Wait, my page is showing up. Well, I know what it is. That's what it is. Okay, so here's the group page. So you have discussions, which is your news feed. This is where you can post your general announcements as you all get started with your group members. And by you just starting out, I would recommend that you start the group now. It's easy to set up a Facebook fan page and group. Just if you were able to set up your profile page, then you'll be able to set up a group page. Once there, you have your members. It'll show you who your members are. And then you have the opportunity to add media. This is what I really like. You can add photos, you can add videos, like as you're documenting the building of your co-op, whether it's through your meetings. Okay, here we go. We got a couple of requests. Fantastic. So you saw how that notification popped up on my screen. Just go ahead and approve and approve and approve, 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 and approve. All right, cool. And then hopefully it'll take me back. Okay, so now we're back here. So the media, like I said, you can upload photos and videos. And what I like about this is as you're, and I was saying it a little earlier, as you're documenting your experience, because you want to make sure that you document your experience. Content is king. Content is king. So whether it's you walking up to the door to open it up to go into your meeting, that's content. People want to see that. People want to experience what you're seeing. And so whether it's you going to do a field walk through your site, you want to capture that. Whether it's you going to your city council to talk to them or your governor or whoever it is, you want to capture that. You want to make sure you take pictures. You want to make sure that you do short interviews and talk about, hi, I'm Asia, and I'm here with Councilwoman such and such, and we just finished meeting about the co-op. You want to capture things like that too. You are your own news outlet. And I think that's what's being missed when we're looking at social media. This is your own news network. You have the opportunity to program how you want to see it. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that thumbs up. You have your own opportunity to feed your viewers the healthy content and intention that you have set out to do thus far. Right? Because everybody got into this work because you want to see the community thrive and have legacy, generational wealth, and make sure that everyone is food secure and economically thriving. So you can upload videos and then you can create albums. So say, for instance, you started 2023. You have the opportunity to create an album and name it 2023. And you can say co-op. Now, every photo that you have taken for the year of 2023 or videos, you can upload here. And so now you have an actual catalog of content. So anybody, funders or owner members who want to check you out, they can now go to this space and see your whole catalog from 2023, 2024, 2025 of all the work that you're doing, in addition to what you put on your website. So the website is one space, one portal. This group is another portal. Your Facebook fan page is another portal. Instagram is another portal, but within Instagram, you have reels and you have stories, and then you also have guides, and I'll go on to that too. But I wanted you to see, you can also upload files. So here I was able to upload the slides. So anybody who wants to refer back to the slides, you have it right here. And you can look at the slides, and you can also download the slides. So say, for instance, you all had a work session and you wanted to make sure that everyone in the group got access to the slides, presentations, or forms and documents that were needed. You could upload those files right here into this group. And so now you have something accessible that people go to on a regular basis, because most people are checking Facebook at least once a day. And if they're not doing it once a day, they're at least going to get on Facebook, I would say 3 times out the week, at least 3 times out the week, depending on how much you engage on it. So with that being said, you can go to the discussion. So for everyone who joined the group, I want you to go ahead and make a comment. Go ahead and make a post onto the discussion board. How do you feel so far about learning about social capital? All right, let's see. So for those who joined the group, you just want to tap in to write and say something, and then go ahead and write what you're going to say. And then
That
you
be
can
under
go ahead.
discussions?
Yes. So discussions is your news feed for your groups, so that you know discussions is where your news feed is.
I only see about and discussions.
Okay, so clap.
It
click
says your
discussion.
membership is pending.
Okay, so that's you. So you didn't get let in. Everybody else got let in. Okay, let's see.
Unless I did it twice.
Yeah, because we have you there. Yeah, you're in.
Okay.
No, yeah, no pending, no member requests. Yeah, everybody's there. Yep, you're there. So being on social media and understanding social capital, you're going to have to give yourself grace. Yeah, you're going to have to give yourself grace and space. Let me go ahead and switch my screen back. It's waiting to switch my screen back.
You say give yourself grace and space. Are you referring to being patient with yourself, patient with the technology?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because you and I and everyone on this call knows that it can become very frustrating and overwhelming because
Yeah.
you started one place and before you know it, something disappeared and you don't know where it went, or you thought you had it, but it didn't come up the way that it was supposed to. You got to give yourself space because this is a ever-changing thing. And one thing about the technology platforms themselves, they're updating something at least, I would say, every 2 weeks. They're changing something or moving something. So with that, I'm working to get my slide back up so you all can see it. Does anyone have any questions while I'm getting the slides back up on the screen?
I don't have a question.
What's the
but I have a
difference?
statement. Go ahead, Josie.
What's the difference between a group and a fan page?
Wonderful. See, I just need to give y'all a little time. Y'all to start asking the questions. So, so a fan page is just like your profile page. You know how you have your personal page where you have your people, your friends, or people who follow you. So let's see if I can bring it back up this way. I got too many pages open. Okay, here. This is, I can show you this here. Okay, so all of these here, these are pages, okay? These are pages, fan pages. So that means that a person can go to this page or this page here, and they can like it. They can like it or follow. That's a fan page. Now, a group is something that is created within the fan page.
Okay.
Yeah, a group is what is created inside the fan page.
Gotcha.
Did we have another question? Someone else was going to make a comment.
No, just I'm just acknowledging the consciousness of Ron and whoever put this curriculum together to include this, because I'm one of the people who has no understanding of this stuff at all. And now I've actually resisted it, to tell truth be told. But now I'm seeing the benefit of it because you're taking the time to explain it. And you're explaining how impactful this can be in saving you time and money and resources, and how you can get to people, get a message. I mean, this is really helping me to make some new decisions about how to use these platforms and to be interested in it. I haven't really explored it.
I share Reverend Burnett's sentiments. I've been resisting it too, but now I see the importance of it.
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because people are sleeping on the ability of social media. So we had a real bad example of how social media could be used. We woke up January 7th and saw it. Now, just imagine with the cooperatives utilizing social media to that level, to where now you have everybody in your community as member owners. You have people who are willing to step up and do whatever it is that you're asking them to do to continue to push the mission and make sure that the cooperatives are sustainable, viable, and have lasting longevity. The other thing is that you're connected to the Black CoopNomics, who has been doing this work now for 3 years, and they have trained several co-ops, several visionaries, and you have that network. So think about what it looks like if all of this energy is galvanized in one portal, one space. So when you're looking to make money from YouTube videos, because I didn't talk about YouTube. YouTube alone, you can get, it's 18 cents for each video view. 18 cents. So that means for every 1,000 views, you're making $18. Your views cannot be brought. Okay, so we want to make sure of that, because they're able to detect when the views are false views or bots. But in the methodology that I'm teaching you about, if you have 1,000 people by way of who you have connected to, by way of networking, by way of just passing by and letting them know, you know, what's going on, you have the potential to make $18 just off of 1,000 people looking at your views. So just multiply that. That's just off of one video. So when you see people who have 1.2 million views, remember it's 18 cents per view. So if someone has 1.2 million views, how much money is that? Do the math. Yeah. And so you wanna learn Facebook. You also want to learn YouTube. Because both of them have an opportunity to create additional revenue streams. Because when I would say by next year this time, you're going to want to have some form of social media set up, some form. And you're going to want to have a group set up by this time next year. And you should have members being, every time someone puts down a payment to become a member owner or seeks interest, you want to automatically find a way to connect them to that group. Make sure that they're on Facebook, and then you send them a link, just like I sent you a link, so they can join that group. You can also send it out in an email, but you want to start building up your social capital now, because now you're conscious that this is something that you need to do, right? All right, develop strategies to foster. We talked about that. Benefits as well. Okay, we talked about that too. So let's see what's next.
Question for you.
Yes.
So everything that you post in your fan page goes into your group, or you have to do 2 different posts?
2 different posts. And so you asked a very important and a strategic question. So here you have the opportunity for general news and then specific member owner news, right? And so that means that general news is anybody who wants to find out about what your co-ops are doing, they can come here to this fan page and see that. Group news is, okay, the operations committee or your secret shoppers group, they now have an area to where they can communicate, strategize, and work together to continue to engage and learn and move your mission. Does that make sense?
Yes. Gotcha.
All right. All right, so understanding the importance of social media in today's world for businesses and cooperatives. So I talked about that. Learning how to create and maintain a strong social media presence for cooperative partners. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this. So in Detroit, by it being one of the largest Black populated cities, they are being watched more by other cooperatives to see how the structure is being built out, right? So However, leveraging those additional cooperatives who are studying what Detroit is doing is not connecting. It's not connecting. Because it's one thing to go to the page, see what they're doing and say, okay, we could do that here. And then that's it. It's another thing for you to go to that page, make a comment, and then say, okay, this is what we're doing as well on their same post. So now you're cross-promoting and you're still building cooperative. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So somebody summarize what I just said so I can make sure that you're processing it.
You're saying that if we can be strategic by posting in other cooperatives. It's like cross-pollination.
Exactly. Yep. Lynn gave you a thumbs up. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So you're cooperatively working together. So one, you're shouting out to that co-op, hey, I see you and I appreciate what you're doing, right? And then you drop in the comments, we're doing this as well. This is so great to see. And then what ends up happening is that audience that's following that cooperative now sees that you're in existence, and that has the potential to drive them to your page to see what you're doing. And then they become engagers or followers of what it is that you're doing. So now you have a national cooperative movement, right?
Got it.
All right, we did that. Let me engage. Okay, so understanding how to leverage social media for marketing and brand awareness. Okay, so everyone on the call is at the beginning stages of their co-op. I heard one individual say that you created the business side for the co-op, right? Was that correct? Lynn, was that you?
Yes, that
Okay.
we're in the process of, we launched a nonprofit in December to start working on the concept and to also do some other things in the community around EJ, around environmental justice and climate change activism. But the work of the co-op, we're looking to form that as a business arm of the nonprofit.
Okay, that makes sense. So one, you want to make sure that you have young people around you.
Okay.
I would say make sure you have that. Normally it's like the 18 to 24, but you can go younger. But I really would say tap into the demographic of 25 to maybe like 45, that demographic, because that demographic is like pretty much halfway out of college. They still have free time and they want to do good and help people, and they're still working to figure out what they want to do. And so when it comes down to social media, they know it. When it comes down to doing simple graphic designs, they know it. And some of them even know how to do simplified versions of websites. Because everyone, when you're starting out, some people think that you need a multi-million-dollar website to get your message across. And honestly, basic information that you need for a website is, and this is about your brand. This is still related to your brand. Your brand is going to include your color schemes, what your colors are going to look like. So my colors are purple, blue, and gold, but sometimes I transition to black and white. But you want to make sure you have your color schemes together to create your brand. You want to make sure that you have any type of icon. It can be an icon or it can be a logo created to represent who you are. And you want to make sure that it's done in a profile size or a thumbnail size. So when you're creating your Facebook fan page, you already have that graphic created for you. And the same for your Instagram or any other social media. For your website, a typical website is a landing page that tells you about the co-op itself. And then you can have a contact us page. That's 2 pages. That's a starter website. For people who want to go and do 6 to 10 page websites, that's a lot of content that you're going to have to keep updating in order to stay up with the Google algorithm. So nowadays, based on what you're using your website for, if you're not doing e-commerce, which is a shopping website, you have all your other social medias that is really centered around your website. Does that make sense? Okay. So brand,
It does make sense.
okay, very, very good. So how many of you have your logos already for your co-ops?
We do not. This is Lynn. We haven't, we've been exploring different ones, but we haven't selected a logo yet. We have a temporary kind of something that we use, but it's not what we're planning on using long term. So we're exploring options now.
Okay, so one, to everybody here, transparency, be very conscious of who you engage or who engages you and sells you a dream of what they can do for a very hefty price. Be very conscious of that. You can go to your high schools who have graphic design programs. You can go to the college that has graphic design graphic design programs and recruit them. Some of them need community service hours. This is a way for you to create a project around that, especially if you're a nonprofit, to where they can come in and do that. Nowadays, logos aren't a whole lot. Sometimes it's just 3 words and they're colored, right? Sometimes it's a 360 circle. Like I have an icon logo, just like how Ron has one for the co-op and the circle formation. So when you're thinking about your branding and your logos, what's going to identify you, I would say survey your community. Survey your community and see what stands out to them. There may be something that you're missing, and a way to tap into social capital as well is through SurveyMonkey or a Google form. How many of you all are using Google Forms?
I'm aware of them.
Okay, so
Yeah, we use them.
okay, that was Reverend Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lynn knows about the Google Forms. You want to get very comfortable in learning Google Forms because it allows you to collect data, and then it allows you to see your data in a percentage format. And that percentage format is what allows you, when you have to do your reports, you can take data from that and put in the percentage formats in that case, that contents. And also nonprofits. Lynn, did you apply for the Google nonprofit package?
No, we applied for, we went to a conference that was here in Baltimore that made it possible for us to apply for a Microsoft nonprofit package, and we're still in the process of working that through. I don't think I've heard of the Google nonprofit package.
Yeah, they do. I'll send the link to Ron, and he can send it out to you all. However, everybody on here, you want to apply for the Google nonprofit package. It allows you emails with your domain name, which is very important. And then it also allows you access to their suites. So Microsoft has their Microsoft Office, Microsoft, what is it, PowerPoint. Google has it too. And to me, Google is way more user-friendly than Microsoft is. That's just my perspective. But it allows you access to different type of things, especially when you're thinking about social capital. It allows you to capture information in CVSs or Excel sheets. to be able to see how many people filled out this particular form by name, telephone number. It categorizes and organizes data. And they got Google Maps. It's a lot of good apps that come along with that subscription. The other one is Canva for nonprofits. You want to make sure that did you say you have that, Reverend Burnett?
Yes, one of my people who manages for the church has that. Recently, we just got that.
Okay, and so
Canva.
yeah, and so this is the screen that you're looking at is through Canva. Canva is the most user-friendly content generator for anybody, It's pretty much a drag and pull type situation. So let me give you an example. And then after that, we'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll come back and continue on our journey. So here, let's say we were going to create a Facebook post for our group. So you have a brand hub, and in this brand hub, you can create a new brand hub, or you can use the logos. So these are my logos here. And then I have different type of colors that I can input. I didn't set up the font, but I have my graphics. So say for instance, I could just put my graphic here, take this graphic, put this here. And then I don't want my name to be there. I could take that and then I can put this logo here. And then let's say, for instance, I wanted to put a text here. So let's put this one here. So I just want you to see how easy it is to create something. So it can be modified to, what's another? Do that, right. So you can see how easy it is on Canva to create content, post, graphics. And so that's why I said tapping into that age demographic works. And so part of my nonprofit, we do book publishing. We do literature writing as well. And so we have books on prayer, technology, melanin, metaphysics, affirmations, a couple of things. So this was the graphic. Then all I would do is just download it. And you saw how long it took for me to create that graphic. That was pretty quick. So, and it just downloads and then you upload it to your site. And this can be shared with a team to where everybody can come on and create on this graphic. And you just click on to share. See right here where it says people with access, and you can just type in the email address or person that you want to share this with, and they'll be able to come on and co-create with you together.
Nice.
The other thing I want to show you all on Canva is this here. This right here. Has anybody ever seen this before on the call?
No.
What about, what's his name, Marvin? Okay. Antonia, Asia, any of you ever seen this before?
No.
All right. So you all have heard of, was it Chat GTP? That?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
The AI.
AI.
Yeah. However, they're not telling you that Canva has it because they don't, I guess they don't want you to know, but I'm here to tell you, right? And so here you can say, write a 1,000 word essay. on,
Unfortunately, some people came and then they left. I know I told them to start till 8, music start to 8.
so here you can see, I just wrote, I told it exactly what to write. Here it has written 1,000 word essay on cooperatives in the United States. Why am I showing you this? Is because when you get your websites up and when you're starting to use social media, it's going to be days where you don't know what you really want to say, but you know how you want to say it. Okay, someone has a question. Go ahead.
How did you get to that in Canva again?
Very good. Good question. So we are at home and it's right here. See where it says doc?
Yes.
Doc. You see that, Reverend Burnett?
Yes.
All right. So you just click on to doc. Wait for it to load up. And then you click on to this plus sign. You see this plus sign right here?
Mhm.
Click onto that. And you see where it says Magic Write?
Yes.
You click onto that. So now, say I want to make the post. I got all of that content to talk about Black cooperatives, well, cooperative economics, but I want a really good headline. So I will say, write a headline on cooperatives in the United States. And there's your headline. Cooperatives thrive in the United States, empowering communities and driving economic growth. So now you got a whole headline to go at the top of that post to catch people's attention. You could also use this for your e-blast if you're looking for a way to capture people's attention. And then say, for instance, you want to get a little more deeper and you can say, write 6 ways to support cooperatives in the United States. So now you have 6 ways. So you see that?
Wow.
This is what they out here doing, y'all, why they got us working 9 to 5 and everything. I'm telling you. So you
I have
could
a question.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Saves time.
Oh, man, it's, do you have to, does it cost extra to have this feature in Canva?
No. So like I said, when you're a nonprofit, they give you this free. Now,
Oh,
if you're in no way a nonprofit, they have it where it's $12.99 a month.
oh,
However, you can't beat that for what you're getting, right?
yeah.
You know, in transparency, you can write a whole book. You can write a whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people right now who are doing that.
Yeah, and
yeah.
literally courses and
Mhm.
master classes, and
So-
copywriters are going to get a run for their money.
So this is the other thing though, by you being a cooperative, you have the opportunity to capitalize on this well. You have the opportunity to where, say you're in Maryland, right? So you can, I'm gonna start a new sheet and just show you what you can do.
The laptop.
All right, so let's say right, about
Sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't. I said sometimes they do it and some, I was waiting for it to talk again.
so
This
just
one.
from here, you can take that off. And so this is your first header, African-American population in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, so that's one part. What you can do then is you can say, take this part right here. Copy, go here.
It's the video audience. Right.
And so you can see, I just took the 4 words from off of this part right here and then got additional part to add on to it. So I could space here, take this,
Mhm.
put it here.
I
And
was
so,
doing it, don't care what I was doing.
and so my point in showing you this is that with this, you can write your own book about your city, about your Black population, about the importance of cooperatives. And then you can impart,
I was also thinking, it's a chord here.
then you can also impart stuff that you want to see in there. And that's an additional revenue stream for your cooperatives. So we have food as one revenue stream in the cooperatives. We have social capital, which is another revenue stream in the cooperatives, which taps into content creation, book publishing, magazines. You can create your own magazine using this particular content and Canva in itself. So, okay, we gonna put it on mute. Does anyone have any questions before we take our break, our 5-minute break?
Yes, I have a question. If you quote something, does it show you where the reference is? Like if you have like 3 quotes and you want, and it has 1, 2, 3, and you wanted to know where did they get this from?
Oh,
Does
that
it
might
show
be.
that?
So you
Like
can
something
ask,
scientific information like that.
so let's go so you can see. So we're gonna ask.
Does somebody have their mic open that you get all the background?
Eartha. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue to be transparent. There are people who in no way want you to be able to use these type of tools. So the best way to get you to not use the tools is to tell you that the data that is being given to you is false and that you can't use it. When I tell you I've been in the library research and development space for a very, very long time, what is in the library and what this, the Canva dot is doing is factual. It's factual. So, and the other thing is you have to know what to ask. That's the other thing, because you're the expert and you want to make sure, because you can always do a cross-reference. Because we know we go back to here. So was Baltimore founded in the early 1600s? For my Baltimore people, was it?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
So here we go.
You could always go to Google and find out.
And see, we're on Google now. So I put the population. Let's see.
It's a little off. I got it was founded in 17. Y'all was going to say 1729.
So you got 1729 and you got 1851, but that's Wikipedia. But this is the other thing though. You can always go to the Library of Congress as well to see, because sometimes the city will tell a different type of story as well. Because because Dearborn, which is a city that's like 1 block away from Detroit, they don't tell the story of how it was a reservation nation for the Patois Indians. They don't say when that was founded. They just talk about when Henry Ford founded the city in 1923, right? So Mhm.
And that's like with Baltimore, that 1797 year is when the city was incorporated.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's true.
Yeah. And then the other thing is when you're using, whether it's Canva, because it helps build your social capital, or any of the other social media platforms, it's up to you to have your intention centered and to know what you're actually out to do, right? Because as you're creating these documents, you have the obligation to read through and to tweak so that it flows truth, not falsehood. You know what I mean? So if it was in the early 1600s, we know now that it was the 1700s. So you just correct it, right?
Yeah.
But you still have all this content. So,
So my question is, I'm still not clear. Does it give you source, show you where this, like if you,
Citation.
yeah, like
no,
sometimes people like to know, where did you get this from, or where's the source? Like, especially if you're doing, you know, scientific.
yeah. So this one gave you the US Census Bureau. So that did cite a source.
Okay.
Yeah, that did cite a source. And so the deeper you go, it's going to have to give you context of where it's coming from. And sometimes the computer will straight out tell you, this too deep for me. I wasn't programmed like this. The computer will tell you that.
Because generally this whole AI, artificial intelligence, is just pulling from everywhere, right? It's pulling from all the information that has been gathered anywhere in all of these, you know, platforms, social media, wherever. And it's just pulling it together instantly.
Yeah, think about back in the day when you went to the library and you had to go see the librarian, and then she had to go to the Dewey Decimal's file system. And then from there, she had to go to the stacks. And then from the stacks, she had to pull the book and then bring it up. You know, the whole process, they streamlined the process. So you had your Encyclopedia Britannicas. Well, most of the times when you were reading the encyclopedia, they didn't cite where they got that information from. They claimed it as their own.
Yeah. Now, when you put original content then in, are they also using your content when people ask questions?
It's part of building up the database. It's part of building up the knowledge. So it's just like Google. A lot of us were around when Google first started out, and you know what you typed in back then, you wouldn't get the answers you get now. And it was based off of the computers processing all of the questions, putting them into word rhythms, algorithms, to where it makes sense. So when someone asks that same question again, they now are able to pull it together to give you the answer.
Right.
So it could be some junk in there, because if you put junk in, you're going to get junk out. Right?
It's based on your perception. It's based on your perception and your intention. I want to make that very, very clear. Where you are coming from and what you're going for, that will show up. So if you're looking to use this type of technology in a low vibration type of manner, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get that. But if you're working to liberate a community and, you know, raise the vibration, then you're going to know what type of questions to ask. Because it's a lot of, it's a lot of questions that, you know, you've been wanting to ask, but Google wouldn't give you the answer. The university couldn't give you the answer, right? But now, based off of these microcomputers, which was created by a Black man, is coming together in a supercomputer version. So it's way bigger than our original internet or World Wide Web that we started out with. It's way larger, right? And so these big houses of data, which is knowledge, information for over decades and centuries, is now coming up to light and accessible, because you and I all know that a lot of the information that we see about Black history was never available, never, right? And so now with all of this information arising, it's scaring people to where they
Yeah.
don't want it in the schools, because the truth is being told that African Americans have a history prior to slavery, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we know where African Americans actually come from prior to slavery. So it's up to you on how you utilize all of these tools to build up your social capital.
Yeah.
And I just say that you use it wisely and with good intention. And we have spiritual, God-fearing people or community liberating people. Just do it in love. Do it in love, and you'll work it out. Mhm.
And I think it's a part of our responsibility, those of us who have that consciousness, to make sure we're contributing to this, so that is as available as all that other junk.
Right.
That's how I see it. So I'm really recently have been introduced to AI, and prior to really getting into what it is and how it operates, with that, the information superhighway, Internet of Things, and all of that, I'm beginning to understand the importance of us who have an uplifted consciousness and higher vibration to continue to contribute to this. It's very important.
That's right. That's right. That's why I said, let me do this session for you all, because we need to know. Yes, Eve.
Hi. I think I might be asking the same question, but I'm driving, so I'm not processing as much. I pulled over. But in terms of the AI, so say, I have a lot of great ideas, but my writing skills aren't, my strongest point. So I use AI to say, Black cooperatives and explain this elaborate thing. And if I put that on my website, is that, what do you call it? Plagiarism. Thank you.
No, because you didn't go to a book and pull that out yourself and then that's yours. That's not what you did. What you did is like you're in a computer dictionary or thesaurus or search engine tool that's helping to support your work and what it is that you're doing. It's just like when you're going for your when you have to do your literature reviews, you have to find a book. You have to learn about that book, and then you have to know how to pull out the information that you're searching for. It's the same type of context. It's just based on your perception. So if you perceive this tool as a book and you are now seeking specific knowledge from out of this book that you want to pull, that's all it is.
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's take a 5-minute break, and then we can come back at, let's just say 8:15.
We're almost, we're almost at 8:30, so we keep going.
Yes. Oh, wow.
I agree. It's what happens when you're having a good time and you're learning. And it's exciting. Exciting. I've never been this excited about social media. Me too. Because I never really, I had a different perception of it. But, I'm clear that you can intentionally use it for your own intentions, your own efforts.
Yeah.
And I see how now. You have to learn it. You have to learn the game.
Yeah. You want to know exactly what you want to ask for. Okay, so let's get back online here. Share. Okay, let's see what my slide is. Let's see. Learning how to measure, understanding. We did that. Yeah. Okay, so these were the required apps that I wanted to make sure that everyone makes sure to get access to. And for the startup cooperatives, until you find those young adults that are in your family or in school looking for community service hours or college, you want to make sure that you have an up-to-date mobile device. Up to date. So whether it's an Android or an iPhone, you want to make sure that your iteration was released at least 3 years. 3 years. You don't want anything older than that, because it's going to be hard to utilize the platforms, because they've done so many updates on these social media platforms that it's going to require different type of operating systems.
I guess I gotta invest in a new phone.
And when you invest in your new phone, buy it through your nonprofit. Don't buy
Okay.
it as yourself. Your technology should be purchased through your cooperative or your nonprofit, so that it can be written off, because this is part of your equipment.
Okay.
This is part of your equipment. So you want to make sure that you have Facebook, Meta Creator. Now, Meta Creator is a different type of tool. Now, I'm going to switch screens so you can see this. So hold on. And then I'll come.
Julia, you're muted.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Julia,
Can
you
you
are,
hear me now?
yes, now, yeah.
Okay, good. I want to share my screen so that you all can see the Meta Creator. Right. So you see how I just switched from one device to the other? You want to be able to do this too one day. So this is Meta Creator. And this is a different type of tool. This deals with letting you see how many people have seen your posts, how many people have stayed to look at your posts, and how many people have liked your post, okay? So we'll go back to here. So you can see up here, it says page performance for the past 7 days, and it shows you minutes viewed, video engagement, and net followers. So sometimes that's good to pay attention to, like if you're gonna do a paid ad, or if you know people are sharing this post on a regular. So I told you all earlier about how sometimes, even though people aren't liking your posts, they're looking at your posts. So you can see the icons where it's the like, the wow, the love icons, and then you move over and you see a little person, and there's a number next to the little person. So there were 29 people that looked at this particular post. And then you go up, you can see 32 looked at this post, 6 looked at this post. And then here, I had 713 people to look at this post. I only got 12 likes, but that's okay. 713 people got to look at this post. And I didn't have to spend a whole lot of money to get that in front of them, right? And so the other thing is you can click on to it and it goes even deeper. So impressions means this is how many people had the opportunity to glimpse at your post. Glimpse. Then people reach, this is how many people it actually landed within their feed, in their news feed. Engagement, this is how many people actually stopped at the post and looked at the post. So they read what the content was on the post. They stayed there. Link clicks, that means that if there was a sign up button on this post or a learn more on the post, they clicked onto that and it took them to
the website, because most of the times you want to direct them to your website. And then you can see the comments. And you tap see more. It shows you how many people shared the post. And then once again, reactions are when someone likes your post, loves your post, wows your post with these emojis. So you know what those emojis looks like. Or was angry about your post, it shows you this. This is a more in-depth look at your Facebook fan page. And so that's an app that you want to make sure that you download. And so I manage and engage and support several pages. So I have to look to, you know, see how posts are doing, how people are engaged, and it shows you also what they like. So then that way you know what to post again or to build off of. So I wanted to make sure you all saw that. So I'm gonna get back and switch back.
Can you talk a little bit about LinkedIn? Years ago, I was on LinkedIn. I don't know if I still am.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I wanted to talk about LinkedIn. That was the last thing I was gonna talk about. So with LinkedIn is a jewel. It's a jewel. And why I say it's a jewel is because all of the CEOs of those foundations or anything else that we will need as cooperatives are on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And you have an opportunity, one, to create a LinkedIn page. You want to make sure you have a LinkedIn page like how Ron has. The other thing you want to learn how to do is to create your own personal brand page for yourself. And then make sure it's known that you work at the cooperative of that page that you created. And anybody else that's affiliated with the cooperative links themselves to that page. Now, I'm gonna give you an example of how LinkedIn was used during the pandemic. So there were a lot of governmental officials that had to be online during the lockdown. And so that meant that you had access to them because they didn't have really a whole lot of other stuff to do. And so by direct messaging, the individual was able to get the assistant deputy director of HUD to do a speaking engagement for free and send the state person in to assist as well. A whole panel discussion was able to be created because of LinkedIn and having the ability to search particular subjects that you want to find people around and then DM them, and they're able to come in and engage as well. Now, advertising on LinkedIn, it's an investment. To do an advertising, it's $140. So say if you want to promote your co-ops to the demographics on LinkedIn, specifically Black professionals and allies, it's a great platform to do. And that $150 will give you a return. Yeah, it will. Now, is there anything in particular you wanted to learn more about for LinkedIn? They have updated some things as far as how you upload content. And the content that's uploaded is more educational, professional driven, and motivational. And so you're able to upload content to say like, cooperatives are the next best thing to sliced bread, right? And then you can add content and talk about your cooperatives. So it's a higher level way of creating and engaging a mature, professional, academic audience, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And if you work on multiple projects, I hadn't thought about doing what you were saying about creating a separate page for each project. When you're working like for multiple organizations. So if I work for a co-op, but I do consulting for another company and somebody is going to look at my LinkedIn page, how do you suggest having a separate page like for the consulting work? Or because if not, they're going to come to the main page and see other stuff that I'm doing that may or may not relate to the consulting work.
Yeah, you answered your own question. You know, you need a
Okay.
separate page. You want to have
Okay.
a separate page because then it separates it. And then you're able to spend your energy on this page and put everything that needs to be there. And then you can go to the other page and put what needs to be there, as opposed to trying to put everything on one page. Because you're focusing on two different audiences, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that in LinkedIn? How do you
You create a
create-
page. Let me see if I can get on here. Here. What's some of this stuff? All right, so this is the LinkedIn page and what it looks like, right? So is it this one? Right here. So where it says for business,
Mhm.
let me move y'all off to this other side. Okay, so right here, create a company page. So,
Okay.
yep, so you click here, create company page, and then you can say, see showcase page, educational institution, you select which one best works for you.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you click onto it and you give the information and upload your, remember I was talking about your icon or your logo, whatever your brand represents. Make sure you have a tagline as a co-op, because we know for, was it, FUBU was for us, by us.
Mm-hmm.
As a tagline.
Mm-hmm.
H2BE is to celebrate, honor, and promote all things Black excellence, from art, literature to culture. So make sure you have a tagline.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's real, you just fill this stuff out and then just follow the rest of the prompts. And then once you have your page designed, it comes up right here on your side. Page.
Okay.
And you can go in, and what I can say is one thing that you can do is when you post on your page, say this is your consultant page right here, right? So you make your post, and then what you can do is you can share it to your personal page.
Oh, okay.
You can share it to your personal page. So I know some of you on Facebook, you've seen people post a post from their page, they fan page. Do that as well. And you can do that here on LinkedIn. And make sure you have your hashtags too. That's part of social capital as well. Creating a hashtag. So Josie, make sure you hashtag Josie. Yeah, you want to make sure you have your hashtags, because you can see who follows the hashtags. Because every time you post a hashtag, there are people that are following them and they get notifications. So that means that they're going to come to see what it is that you posted.
Okay.
So that's another view as well. Yes, another question? We got 6 minutes left.
This has been great.
Yeah,
It's
I really
very
appreciate.
enlightening.
Yes, yes. That AI, I use Canva all the time. I had no clue that it did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, and it can help you with grant applications. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, honestly. So I'm gonna see if I can move it quicker because I know we only got 5 minutes, but
And with anything, you still have to fact check, and it just makes
Right.
your writing even stronger. So yeah,
yeah.
awesome.
Hey, Lynn,
Yes, sir.
can you share that with me?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, the grant people will say, write a description about a specific program, right? Or what your measurables are or outcomes or something like that. And you can say, write a description and then put the name of your company. That's work in literature. Bam. And so all I have to do is read through this, tweak what I don't like, and now I have a description about how much the Black excellence work in literature.
Hmm.
Yeah, and when I say tweak, see where it says their work challenges society, nor is currently offering a window into Black excellence through their words. Black writers have created a legacy that will continue to inspire future generations. And then I can say, along with, I'm just ad-libbing, but H2B's vision. Like you could just insert yourself into it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So use the tools. Use the tools. Ron did this, and Anna, when I got a chance to talk to Anna, Anna was like, yeah, this is good. We should do this. And Ron talked to me, said, yeah, we should do this. So they wanted to make sure that you all got it, because why is this kept? Don't nobody else know this. Like what I'm sharing with you all, this is the first. And it's a reason why you all were selected to hear it. So I'm blessed, privileged, and honored to get you all set up for greatness.
This is the second Black group that I'm involved with that's focusing on it, on AI. So I've been exposed to it through that, but this is, I didn't realize you could get to it so easily through Canva.
Yeah, so keep it
Well,
to
I
you.
know I'm excited because I got Lynn Pender and she she know that I hate writing. I got it all in my brain, but I don't have it, you know, like you said, in that form. So I'm really thinking that this is excellent. I definitely need that tool.
Yeah.
That will help you when you don't have Lynn Pender.
You know, that's why I gave you your props right there. So you guys, when she disappears on me. But this is really, again, a great opportunity for us to put it together. I do know a lot about social media and how it works, even though I may not have worked it like that. But one of the things I do understand now that you have laid it out, I'm still a networker, like physical. I need to touch people, hear people. And I think this is going to help a lot, because even when I go out now, people are like, oh, I heard you had this. And I'm like, how did you know? They say, I saw it on your social media. So you're like, they don't click, they're not liking, but they watching. So this will even make it even better. So if I know people watching me, because when I go out into the community, people tell me that they see that what I'm doing, but I did not know that they knew it because I don't see them following up through, you know, like you said, have a liking or commenting or stuff like that.
Yeah, and Eartha, when you're out touching people and networking with people, pull your phone out and capture that with a video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and you will see my social, that's what I'm very good at, right, Lynn? Now I do a lot of video, and I do a lot of live, like especially live. I do a lot of picture taking. I just like I said, then the timing wise, I guess what it was is that to look at your social media, to follow up on your social media, I need to do a better job, because sometimes I go in there and I see that people want to follow me, or people want to join my page, and then I don't click on them because I want to take the time to make sure that it's somebody that I want to add to my media contacts. Especially Instagram. It seems like a lot of people follow you on Instagram, but I can't figure out whether it's somebody that I should accept or somebody that I should, you know, not add to my group.
Yeah, and Eartha brings up a very important point. You want to decide why you are on social media. Are you on social media to touch as many people as you can touch so that they can understand your vision and what it is that you're up to? Or are you on social media to be social with your circle of people?
Good
That-
point.
Yeah, because if you're on social media to touch everyone that you can, and that means that you have to pretty much accept everybody that's asking to be your friend, with the exception of those accounts that you know are hidden, like hate people. Like you can tell when something is false. You can tell, but outside of that, it's huge. I have followers in Nigeria, Portugal, Asia, like all around the world, because they all want to know what Black people in America are doing. What's next?
Mhm.
Yep.
So now how do you work? In other words, if we all got together and hired you as a consultant, could you do the full course that you do on this?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So maybe, Ron, we can all connect beyond this, you know, because I know this has a certain number of sessions to it, but it seems to me you have a whole course curriculum on this.
Yeah.
That I would love to take.
Good, very good. Yeah.
You got good patience and
Yes, yeah.
and insight,
It's very
patience and grace,
appreciated.
as you say. Grace and
And I would like to invite you to our spot. I have a actual physical restaurant venue. I do, I gotta look at the date that you said you were gonna be here, but we do a platform with a gentleman that's on radio and he's on TV here, and it's called Motivational Mondays. So based on what your timing is and how you can flow when you come this way, I would like to, you know, like I tell you, I'm a virtual person. I mean, I'm a hands-on person, so I would like to see you personally if you can stop by. And maybe we can do something here, guys, and break some bread together and well, so to listen to your seminars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm
that
up
might be a
for
good meetup place
it. Okay. Very, very
for
good.
all of us to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm up for it. Like I said, it will be the 14th, July 14th. I'll be in July 14th and then the morning of July 15th, because the family reunion is that afternoon. So,
Are you from Baltimore originally? You got roots
no,
here?
my
Oh.
family is in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of my family. Yeah. I
Oh.
got roots in Virginia, Angola, Zambia. I got roots a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to meet you.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to meet everyone. Thank you for this opportunity, Ron and Ann. Everyone was so welcoming and so engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Really
good.
appreciate your consciousness.
Yeah.
It goes way beyond just this work, but what you're doing with it and how you're using it and helping us to infuse it for some good purposes in our communities. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, Burnett. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy to learn this kind of stuff when we have the kind of consciousness or the patience and the grace that you exhibited tonight.
Thank you, John.
Very helpful.
Thank you. Peace. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I make sure to be intentional when I
And calm.
Yeah. Thanks be to God. That's all.
Amen. I know that's right.
Okay, so that's it for my session. So I turn it back over to Anna and Ron.
All right.
Beautiful. Ron, thank you. This was This was an excellent addition. And, you know, as we're thinking about the ongoing educational piece within our cooperatives, this is definitely a piece that should be in that educational piece, you know, for members. Because you can really amplify your reach if your members of the co-op understand this.
Yeah.
All right, Anna.
Ron, you outdid yourself again.
Huh?
You outdid yourself again. Every week
Oh.
it keeps getting better and better and
Better and better and better.
Oh, we're building up to that crescendo.
Yes, yes. I can't wait to get to the conference.
Well, thank you, Dr. Julia, for that wonderful presentation. I think everyone learned so much. For next week's session, the topic will be cooperative governance and management, and the presenter will be Chini Cross, who is a lawyer at Elizabeth Carter's legal practice. And so that's what we can wait for next week.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, good night, everybody. See
All
you
right.
next
Good
week.
night.
Good night, everyone.
It's like we don't want to leave.
Julia, do you have a time for a call?
I can stay on after everyone goes off.
Okay, all right. All right.
Good
Bye,
night.
Chelsea. Bye, Burnett.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Appreciate you.
Forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Julia, let's schedule a time so we can follow up with a call.
All right. Come back on the camera.
Ron, don't forget to post the recording.
Excuse me?
The recording is still running for the